landing in slavery times, like, you'd be the super slave. Like if they got, bro, see you.
I'm shooting up.
Bro, you see the way they would breed you. You see that them staff. What are those dogs that are staff or red nose pit? They would breed you like a red nose pit.
Bro, you see.
New video featuring myself, Gabriel Sion, Wes. Yeah, thank you a lot for watching, man. Like this month's been crazy. The past 28 days, we've grown by 3,300 people. At one point, like Wes just said, we were struggling to get more than 200-300 a month. Like there was a point where the channel felt like it was dying. But yeah, the past, if you combine the beginning of March till now, we've got over like 4,000 new people on the channel.
Yeah.
Which
so
is
big up you lot. I'm going Brazil next year because of you lot.
I'm
going Colombia as well. Big up you lot. Big up. I'll do some vlogs.
Yeah, you lot will be paying for Wes's holidays, boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, big you lot up. Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. Keep liking, sharing, subscribing before the video starts. If you could comment something you like about the channel, we'd appreciate that.
People have been donating. I forgot to say, they've been doing donations. They've been just giving us money, like super chats on the videos, like £5, like £5, £10. Big up you lot, thank you so much, because you don't have to give us no money.
Big up you lot. I don't even notice these things, but no, I appreciate it. Yeah, I think what might have spiked the channel is just we've just been enjoying just churning out more.
Yeah,
I think that's the way the difference is right now. Big up Bouncer for shouting out the channel, shouting out the Connect. Yeah, people was in the comments saying, "Oh, they're taking our clips." No, the connectors are people still.
Yeah,
the connectors connected to us. Put it that way. The connectors basically helped the channel grow.
Facts. Big up Jermaine, the editor as well.
Yeah, like
been killing it on the clip.
Killing it.
He's made a lot of money, man. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
He's made a huge difference, and yeah, he's got his own personal channel. What is it? Certified Clips.
Yeah, you got that as well.
Yeah, he got Certified Clips. Like we reached out to him because he was going viral off our clips on TikTok, but it just made perfect sense. Why just say, "Oh no, you can't post our thing"? If you posted our thing is boosting up our thing. Nah, man, everyone eats. Keep clipping.
Facts.
Clip. More money. Everyone eats. Our thing grows. You grow. We all grow together. Like, if there's any more of you lot who are editors and clippers,
yeah, shout me, please,
like,
please.
There's stuff we can do together. We can even give you clips that,
bro, there's money available, bro. Like, I'm telling you,
clips we ain't posted, and you post it first before us.
Yeah,
like,
make money, bro.
Let's make money together. Let's get this work. But yeah, please comment something you like about the channel, and yeah, hope you like this episode.
How do you deal with success? Because we speak a lot about how to behave when you're losing, how to behave when you ain't got money, etc. But we haven't really spoken much about when you actually get the win and you're on a clean run. How do you, first of all, how do you not squander it? Like how do you then maintain? Because a lot of the time, a lot of people get money and then it's gone immediately from poor management. And even the potentially the notoriety that might come with money as well. Like how do you deal with that?
As fun as it sounds, I don't think I'm successful yet. I don't. No, I don't. I'll be honest. I actually don't.
Okay. You know what you say this here? Wes always thinks that the man am I capping.
I don't.
It's because of the way you
I don't know why you think that.
It's the way you perceive yourself.
No, it's dead real. Bro, like success to me is being able to not have to look at my phone to reply to nothing.
Yeah. Knowing
that business is running, and I could just get up and go, and I could just check in once a month if I want to. Keyword. That's been successful.
But success, the definition of success is subjective because it's different for everyone, isn't it?
Exactly. So to you, we look successful, but to us,
no, I wouldn't say you're successful in a sense of what I would maybe think is success. But I think that you neglect a lot of the achievements that you do have because you're not where you want to be, so you neglect every win you've had thus far.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think everyone's got what they call, quote unquote, you know when they say the sky is the
limit. Yeah.
They've put their limit cap on themselves.
Yeah.
Go
on.
That term, I've never liked it.
Mm.
Because we've got the universe, we've got outer space, we've got beyond that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So why have you limited yourself?
Yeah.
You know there is.
I get you.
You know what I mean?
It's a metaphor, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
But I
I
think
just always thought it was just garbage.
Yeah. No,
So I
get
think
you.
that's where I see things where, you know, like people might be impressed about certain things, and I'm like, I'm trying to chase that level of I don't have to answer my phone.
But you know, for some men, like their actual dream is to just be chiz. Like if you gave them your life now,
That's nice for them.
they'd be like, bro, this is cold.
Yeah, that's great.
I got my own yard. I got venue.
Yeah.
I got money.
I hear it still.
I
But
got hairs.
who?
Yeah, I got hairs.
What's that?
You got hairs.
You sound like Kenny from South Park.
You got some hairs.
Me, I just want a simpler life, you know, Wes. I want my bills just to, you know, like your bills are 1% of your money.
Yeah, but you're already you, innit? So naturally you're gonna aspire for more.
Yeah.
But then to say you're not successful even in the smallest percent is
I don't think I am.
No, it's taking the piss, man.
No, it's not.
You're taking the piss. You're too self-absorbed.
It's not.
You need to take a step back.
It's not taking the piss at
No,
all.
you do, man. You need to take a step back and look
man.
and look at
I'm
you. You
regular.
need to. You're not regular, bro.
I'm mad regular.
You're not regular.
Okay, bro. How many brand deals have you got?
Taking a pic. That's true, Mr. Tropical-san.
No, they're not brand deals though. They're adverts.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, they're adverts.
Sorry, bro.
The adverts.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah, they're not.
I haven't been in an advert.
That's fine, but I think success to everyone is something different. To me, it's success to me is when I have all my time back.
There you
Okay.
go.
That success to me is when I've got all my time back and I can pay people to do things that I don't want to do.
There you go.
So it's not really a money thing for me.
Okay.
It's having my time back and paying people for things that I don't want to do.
So you wouldn't consider yourself successful even in the smallest regard?
I think success is obviously subjective, but I guess there's an objective definition of it. Like I successfully completed something. So let's say, for instance, you want to do a 5K run. Okay. Now, if you didn't give yourself a time limit to do it and you finished it in 2 hours, you succeeded. If you gave yourself to do a 5K run in 30 minutes, you did it in 35 minutes, you didn't succeed. So you both did the 5K run at the same time, or different times, should I say, but you didn't succeed with your task. So for me, success to me, yeah, someone could say, okay, Gabriel's got this, Gabriel's got that. That's cool. But until there's a day or a point when I can retire myself, where I've got complete time, I wouldn't say I'm successful. Now, I'm not going to sit here and be an idiot and not say, well, if you compare yourself to the average person, then you are.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm a bit hard on myself. I don't consider the talents that I have as average or ordinary. So for what I think I can do, and also I think when you surround yourself with good people, you then realize that what you're doing is a drop in the ocean. Yeah, it's not the Olympics. I'm not trying to compete against my friends, but at the same time, I've got people in my circle doing some really big things. So when I look at what they're doing and look at what I'm doing, don't get me wrong, I still appreciate what's going on there, but it's that rivalry, and it's healthy rivalry. You know, in the same way, somebody might look at myself and be like, oh man, like look what Gabriel's doing, man. If I could just have a bit of that, I'd be successful. That's fine. But I think I always say that you're only going to succeed as far as your network is. So if your network is big, those are the people who are going to be around you that can propel you. So there's certain things that I've sort of managed to get because of my circle. And I think to the average person, yes, they could consider me successful, but until I've got my time back, and success to me isn't money.
Yeah.
It's me having my time back and being able to pay people to do things that I don't want to do. Now, that might involve a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
But I don't, as I always say, the finishing line's the start of a new race, which is a bad thing because I don't like the beginning of it, I don't like the end of it. I'm in love with the process, which is the biggest problem for me.
Alright, so I think it would be fair to say when you go out to certain places, like certain events and stuff, there's people around and you've probably heard the line, oh, I'm just trying to be like you, bro. I'm just trying to be like you, guys.
No one says that to me.
No one says that to you? Yeah, right. Get out
I swear down.
Bro.
I swear down. No, I promise you. I promise you. I've
Never.
had someone.
Never.
Okay, as banter, but
Cool.
I don't think I've had someone genuinely.
Right, but it's never just banter, but it's never. I feel like there's always an element of truth to things people
Yeah,
say.
there is. When someone says it to me, my first thing I say to them is, "Come and start paying some of these bills. Practice this way." And they're like, "Ha ha ha." And I'm like, "Yeah." Come and try and
But
pay somebody's
but
bill.
they mean it though. That's what I'm saying. So like I think there's an element of they've seen things that you have that they want, and like they genuinely.
I think I'll tell you what it is. Yeah, when someone says that to me, I always say that you don't know what is going on behind closed doors. Like I always say, I've got more skeletons in my closet than most people have.
Yeah.
Like I just package it and make it look good. I'm not a role model. I'm not any of that. It might look good from the outside in, but I always profess and say that I'm just a regular dude. I'm still trying to blag it. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm still winging it. There's people who I know who are millionaires who are still winging it.
Yeah.
So for the younger lot who are watching, like there is never a point of where you're going to say that, oh, I finally figured it out. You will never figure it out. Every single day there's a new curveball being thrown at you. Every single day you're figuring out a new way to do something. I'm still learning on the job, and I think that's the most important thing about life is learning on the job. And that's one thing I say that I'm always doing. I always want to figure something out, learn a new way to do something quicker. And I think success to me is being able to make my life as convenient as possible and still have as much safety as possible.
Yeah.
And that's another thing is security and safety. I will pay anything for security and safety and for convenience.
Okay.
But successful, not to my standards, not yet. I wouldn't say I'm successful yet.
I guess there's a degree of truth to it, but then also a degree of...
Yeah, I try to stay as level-headed as I can because I like to think I am level-headed. I work at a forensic unit in Birmingham every Wednesday. We're doing our second cohort there with the Cultural Connection, which is Nikita's.
So
Yeah.
these people, when they complain, oh yeah, Gabriel's not around, Gabriel's doing good things. Back to Gabriel, please.
So me and Nikita, we've got it's not a charity, it's called a CIC, called the Cultural Connection. So we work in a forensic unit in Birmingham.
What is a forensic unit?
It's basically, I'm trying to find a PC word for it. It's basically a hospital for those who are mentally unwell.
Okay.
So basically, instead of you going to prison, you go into a forensic hospital, forensic unit.
Okay.
So you can think of some of the crimes that these people may have committed as to why they've avoided prison and they're now in a forensic unit. And I think one thing it's allowed me to understand is that how fragile the human mind is, and comparison. I know it's so cliche, is the thief of joy. And every time I step into that unit, I look at them and I say to myself, and this is gonna sound so stupid. The first time I sat amongst the patients,
Yeah.
I didn't actually know they were the patients.
Yeah.
Because, and this is gonna sound, I'm trying to think of the PC way of saying this, they seem just like normal everyday people.
Yeah.
And
it's because they're on their meds though and whatnot, innit? And they've got...
no, some of them aren't. Like, funny thing is the idea of what, in my head, what I thought a forensic unit looked like because of TV was someone in a Michael Jackson jacket with all the zippers.
Yeah.
You know, like in a padded room. Some of them were on meds, clearly, but some of them were just like me and you. And then when you have conversations with them and you find out what's happened, you realise that, and I asked this question the other day to one of my friends, are you actually a good person or are you just scared of the consequences?
Okay.
Are you a good person or are you scared of the consequences?
You're scared of shit.
So how come me and you didn't go to that guy's house who owes us money? We're scared of the consequences.
No.
We're scared of jail.
No. I wasn't even scared. No.
Oh, let's go tonight then. Let's go now.
Alright, let's go. Alright, cut. We're gone.
You want to go there now and knock his door?
Cut, we're gone.
You ready to go to jail?
Bro, I'm not scared of jail. I'll tell you the only reason why.
You got too much to lose.
No, there you go.
That's
not,
what? Scared of the consequences?
No, it's not.
So what is it then?
Bro, what we gonna get in jail? Just bare man next to us farting all the time, beating a dick off.
You ready to go jail?
I don't want to see man beating a dick off night and night.
Are you ready to go jail?
No, I don't want to go jail.
That's why we haven't gone.
No, that's not why we haven't gone.
That's why we haven't
We've
gone.
got things to lose.
No,
I'm not scared of beating down man's door.
Yeah, and then the police come.
But
Okay,
guys,
how are we gonna get money from
no.
him?
We're not. He don't even live there.
I know, but okay, his parents do.
There you go.
Okay,
so we're
but-
just gonna be licking off the door at his parents.
But at least we'll send the message. But how do we get the money?
We're not.
We've got to put them in the car.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what.
Yeah. Then you get 10 years of watching man beat their meat. Come on.
That's
man.
reality.
Bro.
I'm not a good person. I'm just scared of the consequences.
I like women too much.
There's so many things that I would do.
Sorry, my brothers in jail that are watching this. I'm sorry, bro. Like, you don't see me.
And that's just
I
reality.
am not joining you lot.
Are you a good person?
I'm not cooking in a kettle. None of that business. Back to Gabs, man.
Are you a good person?
I try to be. I don't think I try to be.
So I said the other day that I don't think I'm a good person. Because there's so many things that I want to do, but I just don't do it because I'm scared of jail. And the consequences.
What is a good person? Because there's a duality to life. So like,
I don't think anyone's good.
There's a saying, it's like as above, so below. So like the people that we see doing the most good, and like what you said, you don't know what's going on in people's like personal life. So that they might be doing the most fuckeries, and it kind of balances out. So I don't know what is good and what is bad.
I don't think anyone's good. And when I'm sitting at forensic unit, I just realised that these people just did what most people were scared to do. Some of the things that they've done.
Yeah.
Like, if someone literally had an X-ray to your brain and your thoughts and all the things that you think about daily.
Yeah, I'd be toast.
You'd be toast.
But then, alright, so
You know today, yeah?
go on.
Actually, no. Wait, say what you're saying. I'll say it after.
Alright, cool. So, alright, the reason why I don't think I'm a good person. So, I mentioned the thing about the thoughts, yeah. When you was talking about comparisons to FIFA Joy, Euro Circle, etc., I was gonna ask you, when you're in the forensic unit, yeah, do you feel successful? And the reason why I ask you that is because sometimes when I'm feeling down or when I feel like I'm not making enough money, I go into McDonald's and I go to the till and I take out the pickles, I take out everything, so they have to make it, and I just watch them make it, and I think, yeah, you're going I feel successful because I'm not you.
You're going to be in the VIP section.
Because I'm not you.
Where they serve
It makes you feel better. No, it makes you feel better. Because
There's
it makes you feel
going
better.
to be AC in that section.
It actually makes you feel better.
What hell are you going to?
It actually makes you feel better.
Bruh, he's going under every hell.
What? All the versions of hell?
Every hell he's going to run through all of them. You see those kind of films where those films where they got that glass on the floor?
Yeah.
And you have to run through the glass. There's going to be a lion chasing you.
Bro, it makes you feel better.
You're going to run through the glass.
In life, bro, there's winners and losers, and sometimes watching someone that's doing not as good as me makes you feel better.
Nah, see, I tell you, because I tell you,
Contrast.
I tell you my thing is because you haven't really seen struggle, and that's why you can remember.
How can you say
I
that?
empathize
That's
so much
interesting.
because I've struggled, bro. And when I sit in that forensic unit, yeah, like I find it so hard to not have a bias because of what they've done, but at the same time, I'm like, these brothers literally did the unthinkable, and there's so many things that I would do to somebody, but I'm scared of the consequence. And I asked one lady yesterday, I said, if you parked in a car park and it said you had to pay £5 an hour, but there was no penalty for not paying for that £5 ticket, would you still park? She goes, yeah, I probably wouldn't pay it though.
Facts.
I don't know how many of us are good. I don't know. There was a program the other day talking about this lady who was a kleptomaniac. I don't know if you saw it. It was I think she was a Jamaican lady. And basically what kleptomaniac is someone who can't stop themselves from stealing. Okay. I don't know how true that is. It's definitely a disorder. I don't know whether it's true or not. But I say, how many of the things do we not do because of the consequence? Like, I wonder if there's no cameras in Tesco's, yeah, and there was no security guard in Tesco's, I wonder how people just walk in and walk out with stuff.
Alright.
People do it anyway.
I got a question for you. If a time machine existed, yeah, and you could go back 500 years here with as much weaponry as you want, as much things as you want, would you use it or would you just have it just in case?
500 years would mean just before slavery, just as slavery's going to happen. Hell no. Because if I'm landing in slavery times, like, you'd be the super slave. Like, if they got, bro, see you,
I'm shooting up
bro,
the
you see the way they would breed you? You see like them staff, what are those dogs that are staff or red-nosed pit? They would breed you like a red-nosed pit.
Bro, you see, I'll be real. Hey, you see the moment, yeah? Hey, you see the moment, I see them ships. Yeah. I'm already firing.
I'm telling you.
I'm firing because I already know.
No, you be the super slave.
I already know.
Captain Nigeria.
I would literally, everyone existed now would be a descendant of me. Bro, I know this. I know this. I am shooting up the block.
Like, I know slavery happened, yeah. But I really sit there sometimes, I'm like, how did we allow this to happen?
Bro, that's a land grab. So you know, like,
how do we allow this to happen?
No, you see how people how you saying, are you a good person or blah blah blah. A lot of people's ancestors were not good people. Let's be honest. Some people watching this, their ancestors were not good people. They was doing land grabs, all of that. Because think about, like, all right, cool. They will say, so and so's family has owned this area in London for 500 years. How did you own that area?
Pretty right up on the last person that
There
had
you
it.
go. Because if God created man and gave us the world, really and truly, no one should own.
Yeah, fair. But it's feudalism.
You know what I'm saying? There should not really and truly, there shouldn't be a price for nothing.
I think the problem is that when I think we're all territorial. I think if someone has a patch of land and we live in this patch of land and we take care of this patch of land and we appoint someone to be the leader of this patch of land, that person then puts like at least some kind of imaginary border and says, I'm protecting this area. And I think if you've not
over time, postcode wars.
Yeah, and
the OG postcode wars.
Yeah, but it's not, and I think is there anything wrong with someone saying if you've not contributed to this patch and you don't put into this patch, that you shouldn't eat from this patch?
I think so, because
is there anything wrong with that?
Yeah, but
why is there anything wrong with that?
The person feeling as though they have the authority to say if you haven't contributed to this land, then you can't have anything.
I don't.
Where does it come from?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because if you've not, like for instance, as much as I'm not into the church, I have nothing wrong with people paying offering and paying tithes to the church, because we're all using this building and there's an electric and gas and things that need to be paid for. In the same way, if there's a section of an area which me and 85 of our family and friends have built up, if you want to come into that area, you've got to contribute something.
Yeah, I think that's a bit
like when you get a table at the club,
well, yeah, you got to contribute. You know, that's why I think with slavery, I always say, how did it happen? I think clearly it happened because someone from the inside sold us out. When they say, "Oh,"
and the man didn't have the correct weapons.
I don't know if it's as simple as that. Is it really a case of where
guns made a huge difference?
Yeah, but I think they're saying,
if there was guns on both sides, do you think that would have happened?
I've done enough research, but I'm wondering, is it like that's the same narrative I hear? Was it simply just the Europeans came over with straps, and we came with knives and
guns made a huge difference.
And it was like bang, it was like rah. Was it literally just they came over with guns?
It's literally the same till today. Think of it like this, yeah. Alright, let's say if the ECOWAS all of a sudden got nuclear weapons, do you know how high their chest would be? I talk shit, I'll press this button. Literally, that's what they were saying. Why do you think no one talks to Putin anyway or Kim Jong-un?
Well, do you know if they wanted to start slavery again today in Africa, you know they could.
What
you know how bad it is right now is that 500 years on, if they wanted to start slavery again,
who's the Europe? Or?
As in, okay, because I think people.
Bro, we're basically still in slavery.
But people don't know. There's so many people who were involved in slavery. Like you got the Portuguese, you got the French, you got the Dutch, you got Belgium, you got the Americans, you've got that name of people we're not allowed to say. You've got obviously the Arabs had their part in it. Yeah. There were so many people involved in slavery. But when you look at West Africa, because one thing people always forget is when you look at slavery films, there's a reason why when you talk about Africa, most of the slaves look like me and Chizzo. There were no sand slaves like people that look like you. It was literally.
What's a sand slave?
Like people like your
complexion. What North Africans?
Yeah, there was no like.
There's no Moroccans or Algerians
no,
or stuff.
It wasn't. It was all literally me and Chizzo.
The sand slave just sounded crazy.
You know, and when you actually come to think about it, you have to say to yourself, even when it comes to slavery, who sold who? So when someone said, "Oh, the blacks sold each other into slavery," I said, "Which blacks?"
Yeah.
In the same way, no one ever says, "Oh, World War II was just whites bombing whites." No, it was the Germans against the British and whoever else was involved. So who sold who into slavery? And that's my biggest thing is that slavery was everywhere and happened like non-stop. This wasn't a new thing that happened. There was been slavery. They call it indentured servitude, whatever you want to fancy name you want to call it. My thing is that as much as we've come out of slavery, we're technically still in slavery because if they wanted to start it again, they could. And I remember I watched one clip on TikTok the other day, and I think I mentioned it, where it was basically like a guy making up some kind of scenario where you had like a Chinese woman sitting down somewhere, you had an Indian woman sitting down somewhere, you had a white woman sitting down somewhere, a Jewish woman sitting down somewhere. So basically you had all these different women sitting down, and you had a black woman sitting down there. And basically they all started arguing amongst themselves, the women. And then obviously the Jew came up and said, "Look, if you carry on chatting nonsense, I'm gonna lock off all your news channels, lock off all your media." Then the Chinese person stood up and said, "Look, if you don't keep on arguing, I'm gonna stop all the manufacturing that comes from China, blah, blah, blah." Then a Russian person came and said, "If you continue chatting, I'm gonna lock off all the fuel." So basically every single woman basically started standing up and saying, "If you don't watch your mouth," then it came to the black woman.
And there was no consequences.
I think apart from maybe entertainment.
So see, I was gonna say this,
which is a huge thing.
Yeah.
But it's not survival.
It's not impactful.
What can black people do that would impact the world that it would almost stop, or it would increase the price of something?
stop letting our natural resources get
We don't
crossed over.
own it though.
Huh?
We can't stop. We don't own it.
That's exactly why I said we need that button. If we had that button,
No, serious question.
that's the only way you level out the field.
As
Unfortunately.
bad as it sounds, what do we? Just what? Try and think, and I want the listeners to think. And I hate using the term black. So let's say West Africans. I know you're saying, why are you dividing Africa? No, I know all Africans are the same. We're not. I know it's a continent. You can't group everyone in Africa. I'll say look at Central Africa, being those maybe from Ghana, from Congo, from Ivory Coast.
Ghana's not central. Ghana's west.
Is it West? But you
Ghana's
know,
more west than us.
yeah, but you know what I mean by that sort of part
Cameroon.
of Africa, Cameroon, Ivory Coast. Basically, people that look like us.
Yeah.
Simple as that. What could we do to impact the world where it would stop? Like where, for instance, somebody would say, look what's happening with China and Trump right now. Like where these set of Africans would say, I'm stopping something and the world is going to stop it.
Nothing. There is nothing. Because there's no control over resources or assets or anything.
Do you know how wild that
There's
is?
nothing.
When I watched
Just
that,
coming and digging and just going. That's
Yeah.
that's the reason why I like what's his name? Ibrahim Traore.
Mm.
He's standing on business, bro.
yeah.
Yeah, Burkina Faso,
The politician, I'm assuming.
the president of Burkina Faso,
Oh.
he's standing on business. They've tried to assassinate
I thought you
him
meant a footballer. I was
over.
confused.
They've tried to assassinate him over like 100 times already. You know what I mean?
And that's the problem for me is that even as a black guy, I say to myself, every time I go into, and this is and once again, this is not a dig. Every time I go into an Indian man's shop to pick up cocoa butter, or to pick up shea butter, or to buy any of my things for my body, I say to myself, how did they even know what we needed? I wouldn't know how to even open a shop for Indians, for their beauty hair. I wouldn't know where to start. And I'm in 2025. How did they, the way we get pimped, yeah, and the way they monopolized us is mental. Like you go on the high street in Fulton Heath, yeah, it's full of butchers, full of black. Fulton Heath is full of black people and Croydon. Fulton Heath High Street, full of butchers, run by Indians, and I applaud them. Full of hair shops run by Indians, and I applaud them. I think on that shop, I think we have hairdressers and we have a couple barber shops. And I think we've got a bakery on there.
Couple.
There's too many barbers.
too many.
We don't need no more
There's
barbers,
even
bro.
next door to
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
Across the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to survival, the things we actually, necessities we need, I don't know how much control we have over that.
I don't think we have any.
Yeah, that's why. That's a prime example why Nigeria does stupid shit like sends tomatoes out of Nigeria to go put in cans to get sold back to Nigeria as plum tomato and tomato puree. You get what I'm saying? Then petrol, when Dangote was trying to build a refinery, other politicians were trying to sabotage it. When this time it would make things a lot cheaper for them back home. You get what I'm saying? But they're trying to sabotage it because they're getting paid backhanders. So that's another problem there. Because the older generation, you've got all these fossil fuel men that we were like in the 80s about to die off.
Fossil fuel.
Yeah, they're going to be fossil fuel for us in like a couple hundred years. But all these fossil fuels are there trying to still stack money. Like they're going to die with the money.
You didn't actually intend to make it a punchline, but that's actually a very good punchline. Fossil fuels. So fools and fools and fuels. No, I know you didn't mean it. That's like one of my specials. That is 10 out of 10. I'm gonna start using that.
Well, there you go. There's a free one for you.
Fossil fuels. How do you like that? But no, it's bad, man. And I think as a generation, what gen are we?
Could have told you, bro.
I know there's Gen Z, Gen X. What are we? We're like this. Come on,
Millennials.
Millennials. I think. What is there anything that we can do to change this? 'Cause I know we always complain about the inequality. How where we are as, I hate using the word black, but where we are as black people. And I say, 500 years later, if they wanted to put us in cuffs and tell us to start picking cotton.
But it's always been that way though. Like there's always going to be someone in power and there's always going to be someone that's oppressed. That's just the natural balance of life.
Now, should a European or a white person look at slavery and look at what it done for them and be upset?
I don't think so.
If they look at the fact that they had no resources, nothing,
Yeah.
So they had to jump on a boat.
Yeah.
They found themselves in Africa, did what they did, and it's worked out for them now. Should they have cognitive dissonance and be like, I hate what happened to the blacks, but damn Tommy, we're free, man. Look at what life is for us now, Tommy.
Yeah, bro. I don't think.
I wonder. I want to sit here and say, even if you look at the civil wars we've had in Nigeria, and look at maybe where, let's say, the Yoruba tribe has run into the Igbo tribe and taken a lot of their resources, and all of a sudden the Yorubas are doing well, and I'm a Yoruba.
Yeah.
Yoruba didn't do that to us.
No, I'm just saying. Saying.
You know we did. You not saved our yards.
And I'm just saying.
If not by now,
Of course.
yeah, you know.
But I just wonder.
Turn the camera. He knows what I did.
You got your papers, yeah?
Huh?
You got your papers, British
What
passport and all
papers?
that stuff, yeah? You're not going back. Okay. No, I just wanted to check.
Oh, sorry, British boy.
I just wanted to check.
Yeah, I just wonder, man.
Where's immigration? Yeah. We got our passports.
Okay.
Okay.
I just wonder how much. I wonder if it was the other way around, whether I'd be genuinely upset
I don't
with
think you
what
would,
happened
though.
in the past,
I don't think you would.
knowing the benefits that have come from slavery for Europeans, for Jewish people, for the Arabs, because everybody ransacked. Everyone literally ran up in there. Everyone ran up in the house and took what they wanted. And one thing people don't realize is how much of a big impact the French had when it comes to slavery. Because when you think about it, any country in Africa which is a French-speaking country, there's a reason why.
Yeah.
And
It was a
I
colony,
only clocked this
yeah.
about a few years ago. Because I think in school, when we was taught slavery, all we thought about was America. I don't know if you thought of it. In school, did they teach us about the European slavery?
No. They
Just America.
didn't teach us, no.
Or just America?
But then, yeah.
And even when it comes to TV, all you ever see is America when it comes to slavery.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's ever taught us
No,
about.
Europeans are fuckery. Portuguese, fuckeries.
Yeah.
Spanish, fuckeries.
They-
Dutch, fuckeries, bro.
They did a
Portuguese-
madness.
Portuguese were in
Proper.
Nigeria for over 400 years.
They did a madness.
Fuckeries, bro.
The British came at literally at the end of slavery
With the guns.
when colonialism.
Yeah, they-
Yeah. Because
they-
really,
they-
truly,
they got
yeah,
scraps.
yeah. If British didn't come then, we would be speaking Portuguese right now on the
Yeah,
camera.
of course they will. The British came at the
Yeah,
end.
but we won't be speaking Portuguese on the camera right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where one thing could have changed a whole. Because even look at Cameroon,
Mm.
they speak French,
Yeah.
but during the Biafran War, there's a lot of Igbos who are borderline.
Okay.
So you know like where the divide is. There's Igbo Cameroonians,
Yeah.
but they proper speak French.
Mm-hmm.
So that even if you hear them speak Igbo, you hear that little twang,
Twang there,
yeah,
yeah.
to the Igbo.